get ready. I'm about to piss y'all off because guess what? We're about to get into that Twitch and Allison story. So for those of you who are not aware, Twitch, he was a fantabulous dancer, choreographer. He was also on the Ellen DeGeneres show and everything like that. And unfortunately, 2 years ago, he took his life, leaving behind his wife and 2 biological children and his stepdaughter as well. His stepdaughter, she went on an Instagram live spree in order to clear her mother's name because people are not happy with her mom, Allison Holker, going to People magazine to sell Twitch's story, accuse him of being a rug addict. His family and friends are saying that she is lying. The toxicology report, when he passed away, you guys, it also said that his system was clear. She was saying over his last week's days and whatnot, every single, like all the time, he was going in the guest house to smoke pot and to drink, but his system showed up clear. So her story isn't really lining up too much. It was also revealed that Allison might have her own drinking problem because she was arrested for disorderly conduct, public intoxication. People have accused her of using coke, Molly, X, all sorts of things. So it got really ugly. Her daughter, Wesley, came to her aid on Instagram stories. I believe it was at Allison's own behest, which I don't agree with. I don't think children should be speaking on this, which is why I'm not really going to get into her live too much. The only thing I will say about that is I find it crazy that, first of all, she's even, stepped into the public arena here, but I don't like the way she was referring to who she called her father, right? Twitch or Steven, as Steven, right? Because I know other cultures are different, but in Black culture, one thing you cannot do is call your parents by their first name. That is a major, major sign of disrespect. So it felt very cold the way she spoke about him. She'd be like, yeah, like when Steven did this, when Steven did that. I said, girl, your daddy, when your daddy did this, when your daddy did that, y'all, right? So that was kind of disappointing. And then on top of that, even worse to me, because maybe Steven, the daughter's used to a certain something, because she comes from a different culture than him. So maybe it was okay for her to call him by his first name. I don't know. But I felt like what was even worse was when she would refer to his mother, aka her grandmother, as Connie. So her grandmother's name is Connie, but you don't call your grandma Connie. Who calls her grandma Connie? Like, what do you call your grandma? It's like my grandma, what is it? Mami, if you're French, abuela, if you are Spanish speaking, like, Gigi, if, she wants to get it cute, drop it like it's hot, something like that, not to feel too old or whatever. But like, it was just very weird and impersonal and very telling. And she wouldn't even say, oh, like his brothers, right? When she's talking about her late father's brother, she says the brothers. Yeah. Like when the brothers got together, when the brothers did this, I was like, oh, it reminds me of the mom. So for those of you who are watching my morning report about Allison Holker and all, her nonsense, I talked about how odd it was that she never once referred to Twitch as her late husband. She consistently referred to him as her ex-husband, which again, very weird and cold way of describing your late husband, right? At the end of the day, y'all didn't divorce. Y'all were together. Allegedly, but it's also come out that they were technically not together and he was trying to leave her. So maybe that's why she's saying this. And so to play devil's advocate here, listen, I imagine that Allison is resentful, right? Because he left her alone with 3 children to raise on her own. He didn't leave with a will. Like he kind of just, these children are traumatized and will always be traumatized by this as well. So perhaps she's got some kind of resentment, which I would totally understand. And in fact, I feel like she would have gotten a lot of empathy in her book if she stuck to telling her own story and sharing that she is resentful, right? I feel like there are many people who unfortunately have been left in similar positions who would empathize with her, right? So anyway, it came out that she had asked Twitch's own mother to sign an NDA in order to see his body and to attend his funeral. And she's not the only one. She asked all of his family members, all of his friends to do the same thing. Okay. And one of his brothers confronted her about it and he recorded her, y'all. I've got the audio right here. We're going to listen to it together. Okay. And she sounded very, very kind of like rude. Like she was almost taunting him about the whole NDA thing. So take a listen to this and let me know how you feel. Okay. Here's the audio.
I'm gonna sign an NDA to see his body. Yeah, I do. And I would do it again. I would do it again every single day for the rest of my life if I needed to. To see his body. Again and again and again. Why would you do sign an NDA to see his body? Great. But also, I don't understand how y'all don't understand that Steven's even asked her to do it. He didn't ask her to sign it. I would do it again. I would do it again every single day for the rest of my life if I needed to. You hear that? You hear that? Again and again and again. Why would you do sign an NDA to see his body? Great. But also, I don't understand how y'all don't understand. I got your ass. I told you. He didn't ask her to sign an NDA to see his body. What's this? Do you understand what I'm saying? Did anyone ever tell you in a party, the NDA for a party, the NDAs for a party, and asking his mother to sign it? No. It's not the same thing. I have had the NDA to go to the funeral. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but I just said Stevens asked her. How can I sign an NDA now? That's different than signing an NDA.
So there you go. She said, "Yup, I made her sign an NDA, and I would do it again." Steven has had her sign NDAs in the past in order to attend parties, and his brother's arguing with her, saying, "Okay, well, attending parties is a different thing than like seeing her deceased son, right?" So I wonder how you guys feel about this. Let me know in the comment section. Do you think that she basically just decided, okay, well, this is something that he probably would want because he had already had his mom sign NDAs for other things? Do you think that this is a fair equivalent? I don't know. I got to be honest with you guys. I feel like personally, it's not something I would do. I personally find it to be cruel to do that. I find it a bit cruel to be talking to his brother and say, yeah, and I would do it again and again and again. Like, to me, just kind of feels like you're taking that knife and you are continuing to turn it. And I find that to be a little bit heartbreaking. But listen, at the end of the day, with everything that people are saying about Allison, it sounds like she has always been a piece of work. It sounds like she's always been a difficult person to be around, to work with, etc. But despite that, that was the woman he chose to marry and to chose to take on her child and to have not one more, but two more children. So I kind of feel like what is left for us to say, right? For me anyway, I kind of feel like, listen, the situation sucks, but at the end of the day, this is his family, right? This is his wife. This it is what it is. It doesn't sound like she just woke up. People are not saying in their Instagram posts about the situation, they're not saying, hey, like, I'm surprised by her behavior. I'm this, like, we're blindsided by this. No, people are saying that she has always been like this. So if she was always been like this, then what am I supposed to say? You know what I mean? It's just kind of how I feel about this at the moment. But maybe you guys have different takes on it. All I have to say is that personally, I find this to be really sad. I find there to be something very, very like off-putting about her, like spiritually and whatnot. But again, it is what it is. This is his wife, y'all.